I think generally from the space what we've learned is that we've looked at the one of the units of the youth conference material, which actually took place in 2013, and we can see all these reflections circled around this study of those 5 themes that are coming out from the book. Basically we put most of our focus on the first unit because we looked at the kind of participants we had in this particular space. Though amongst them we had some who are new into the who had already done the material, but we have these participants who are new in the process. So we felt this unit could help them then just to understand their age bracket and what is entailed for them in the communities currently. And one aspect that came out from this particular study of these sections, it was talking about this element of service, of which from the understanding of them, the understanding that was achieved during the study itself, we saw most of them had an understanding and had the task to help their communities advance, but they didn't know what avenues they could use to actually serve their communities, to bring this change in the community. And once they got to interact with the writings and some of the reflection that came out from the Bahá'í perspective of view of this particular age bracket, so it gave them the chance actually to talk about these whatever elements were coming out from the book itself. And it also gave them the chance now to find an avenue where they could now focus their energies and serve their communities fully.
It's a game of fruit, right? Yeah. Game of fruit. There are apples, there are bananas, and there are oranges, right? So when I say apple, move a step ahead, right? Move a step, right? Yeah, in your direction. When I say apple, move a step, right? When I say bananas, move a step behind, right? When I say oranges, move something like that. Don't worry, you just say it, right? Yeah, so we're here. We're here, right? We're here.
Call the fruits, call the fruits.
Apples. Alright, with that, right? Apples, bananas, oranges, bananas.
From one of the paragraphs, it was trying to give a description, some of the characteristics of a youth and the characteristic of this youthful stage of life. So when we looked at one of the characteristics of the youth, and one of the characteristics was that they have strength and vigor. And since they have this strength and vigor, we tried to connect this reality to what is best in our community. We were looking at one element when it comes to during elections, we find out that while these politicians are, when these politicians are actually looking for those positions they are vying for, be it for member of parliament, be it for presidency, be it for MCA and whatever, they actually use this analogy of they talk about kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. And it's because of this we see the youth themselves, this helps them to understand that they have this strength that the community understands they have, but they don't know which way they can use to help them actually manifest this. We also try to look at the training institute itself, of which it was opening up avenues now. These are services where they could actually engage themselves, maybe in teaching children, in teaching junior youth, and having study cycles and even devotional meetings in their families. So I think generally the participants have been so enthusiastic when it comes to sharing, and it has been one of the wonderful spaces that I think once we do accompaniment after this, then we'll see a great deal of change. And most of them after this space they are aspiring to start book 1 and even look into how they can serve their communities in this regard.
Kwa majina naitwa Marceline Namsia, nimetoka Mathare, na venye nimekuja hapa nimejifunza mambo mengi sana. Nimejua meaning ya bab, na tulifanyikia Mona. Kenye naenda kufanya nikirudi home ni kuambia watu kenye kina happen huku, venye tumelan, na kuwafunza mambo mob zenye nimelan huku.
I am Moroto Peter Ujambo, currently a student at Kenyatta University, but at the same time I'm also a thespian and an art director. Yeah, and I'm a Catholic. I'm a staunch Catholic. Yeah, and actually saying what I've learned from this camp, I've learned so many things, you know. Yeah, I've learned so many things. From the whole thing, it's some sort of a new experience. I've never slept outside in tents. Yeah, so that was a whole new experience for me, you know. Yeah, and about the whole experience in sharing, the whole experience, I've learned much about service. And I've actually learned that service to humanity is service to God. There's one great thing that I'm taking home. Service to humanity is service to God. And I've also learned about interreligious dialogues. You know, like when I came here, I didn't know we had a denomination called Bahá'í, a faith called Bahá'í. Yeah, I actually didn't know we have a faith called Bahá'í. Just right now I know we have the Bahá'ís. Yeah, I used to know we have Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, pagans. Yeah, but at least now I've increased my knowledge. So I know we have the Bahá'ís. And above all, I've actually also learned about kind of improving our intellectual and our spiritual knowledge. Yeah, and the different actually forces that are there within us in our communities, and how they actually affect our well-being, and how we as the youth who are very energetic, how we can actually use the forces that are within us to our own advantage, and changing our societies and changing the people that we live with. So yeah, basically I've learned so many things, and I would encourage so many youths out there to always turn out in large numbers whenever such platforms actually come. Yeah, always come through. You can be sure you will learn a few things here and there. Huwezi toka bure. Yeah. Asanteni sana to the organizers. Tumefurahi.
Umejifunza nini kwa hii conference?
Nimejifunza youth vile wamesaidia junior youth.
Na ukirudi home unaenda kufanya nini?
Naenda kufunza wengine venye tumefunzwa huku.
Nini unaenda kufunza?
Naenda kuwafunza seme kama nenda kuwafunza kuserve community. Seme kama mimi nifugishe mtoto barabara, nimemserve community. Ama ni okote karatasi kwa environmental, nimeserve environment.
Unaitwa nani na unatoka wapi?
Naitwa Rose Nelima, nimetoka Narok.
I've learned a lot. First of all, I've learned about service. And this service, I've learned that if you give service, first of all you learn. And from this learning, there is these positive ways and these advantages of service in the community. First, when you offer services to the community, you'll grow spiritually and also intellectually. Also, just with this service still,
you're going to meet new people with new personalities in the community, which will help you grow, especially spiritually. Yeah, and meet new people who can help you try to give service to the community.
How was the conference? How would you describe the conference?
I will describe it as awesome, because first you get to socialize with new people who you've never met. First of all, me personally, I left my phone because I knew this is somewhere where I'm coming to socialize with people, socialize and talk, make friends, new friends from different places, trying to tell you how my place is doing, how my place is going, and you tell me what's happening in your place. Yeah.
What is your place?
My place is Kibera, and okay, with Kibera you got to learn, because somehow it's opening your mind. You're not just thinking of that place, but you're thinking outside the box, because you see this place, you need to change that place. So intellectually you're growing. Yeah, automatically, intellectually, you're growing.
Okay, my name's Chemgan Grenda. I come from Narok County, Narok cluster. In Narok, I'm a student at Masai Mara University. And what I've learned in this seminar, I've learned a lot. First of all, I've interacted with my fellow youths, which is important to learn from each other. Secondly, I have learned about service and in working a part of service, I've learned about coherence, which is a concept very important in service, and it's a challenge I was facing also as a student. It's a challenge, but for now I've learned about the concept of coherence, which is balancing between my education and my service and other aspects of life. So I think when I come from here back to school, I'll be able to balance my studies and service.
I'm Victor Preston. I'm an ambassador. I'm the good family of Hope. So we are here. I'm one of the youths. Nisikia kuna form ya mayouth kama kuja, kumbe kuna vitu mingi sikuwa najuaga. So nimejifunza more about service, kusaidiana. Ya nime-add knowledge nyingine kwa yenye nilikuwa najua, so nikienda huko nje pia nitakuwa na kitu ya kufundisha wasee.
Most importantly, resignation yako kutoka kwa hii camp.
Kutoka kwa hii camp? Nikitoka hapa naenda kufundisha watu on the importance of service. Yeah, on what the outcomes of doing good to others. Yeah, because unajua we exist to help each other. Nifundisha kitu kama hiyo.
I'm Wilkisa Ingadima, and I've learned a lot from this particular conference. I've also learned how I can, as a youth, I can contribute to realizing the vision of Bahá'í, that is to create divine civilization. Yeah.
Alex Kavere Kihima. Na mimi natokea cluster Nairobi, sector A, umoja. Na nimejifunza hapa, nimejifunza mambo mingi leo. Kitu ya kwanza, mimi kama youth nafaa nikuwe kama role model kwa wale youths wenzangu, wale wadogo wangu na wale watoto wanatufuata kwa nyuma ambao ni children classes, hawa watoto. Kitu ya pili nimejifunza hapa, sisi kama youth, mimi kama youth niko na uwezo, niko na nguvu, niko na capability kusaidia community yangu iweze kuwa jamii bora. Niweze kuona vijana wenzangu wakiacha uhalifu, wakijua vitu kama madawa za kulevya ni vitu mbaya ambazo zinaharibu maisha yao. Nafaa nijisaidie mayouth wenzangu kwa sababu sisi ndio viongozi wa kesho.
I'm Dorcas Samuel from Kibwezi cluster. The most important thing that I have learned is that we have many religions, but we all share one God. I have also learned about as we youth, we are energetic that we can change our society and also our communities in many ways, like in developing the societies, changing some behaviors in our societies, maybe good behaviors or bad behaviors.
I'm called Brother John Zebedayo from Undugu Family of Hope, a Catholic brother also. This camp, actually I've been able to learn a lot of things, and one of the things, apart from the interreligious dialogue, I've been able to learn that in life change is compulsory, and in life we can't do away with change. This means that you can change from a positive or negative side, but most of the things that we've learned here is that we need to change in a positive way, so that once someone has changed or once something has changed, it brings a very big impact to the society. This means, like, let us take an example. If a person was a thief and you find that a thief, he or she has changed, that means he will be able to transform other people whom he or she was working with, and the theft in the area will be able to calm down. And another thing is we see in life we cannot do away with change. So for me, from this camp, I've been able to learn that change is permanent.
Sadia kutoka in my cluster na kuanga na children class junior youth. So some knowledge imekuja kuongezea. I go to foster kuendeleza mafikira zangu nione kwenye sitafikia.
Kwa majina naitwa Derek Peter kutoka sehemu za Mboni. Kwa youth nimejifunza mambo mengi sana. Nimegain more a lot of, because nilikuwa na kidogo cha venye naweza enda kufunza maizu wenzangu msaidiza Mboni. Ndio na venye naweza kukaa na wadogo wangu na wakubwa. But kulikuwa na challenge nyuma. Ndio nimegain more, naweza kufunza wakubwa kwa devotion. Na wadogo pia, wadogo wangu sitakuwa naogopa. Ndio nilikuwa na experience kidogo.
Ninatoka kwa Kajiado South Cluster. So I learned so many things in this conference. One is I learned about support mutual assistance. I learned about twofold morals. I learned about many things. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Edwin Amani. I'm the founding director of Undugu Family of Hope, and it has been wonderful for me to attend this camp. For this time that I've been here, at least we have seen the importance of this particular initiative or this particular workshop, because it's a workshop that is helping young people to know themselves, to realize what they want in life, their purpose in life, and the most important thing is how to offer service for humanity, to take care of creation and also other people. From this workshop, nime learn mambo mingi. Nime learn that young people actually they have a lot of power. And actually, if they change their mind or their attitudes, they'll be able to transform and bring a very big change into this world.
Kwa majina naitwa Vivian Jendeka, natoka sekta B Kibra. The main theme imenileta hapa ni kujuana na watu wengine, na hiyo kitabu tumelearn Youth in Advancing Civilization imenisaidia kuendelesha junior youth yangu. Devotional meeting tutaiendelesha plus na children class.
Naitwa Justus Sungu Habrandiza. mkazi wa Narok cluster, na kwa masomo ya leo haswa tumekutana na vijana kutoka sehemu mbalimbali kabisa, ambapo wengi wao wamejifunza moja mbili hivi, ila cha msingi wengi wao walipendezwa na haswa hizi shughuli za Wabahai ambao walileta vijana kuhamasisha jinsi ya kukaa katika jamii. Na walipendekeza sana kujua imani ya Kibahai ni nini, na wengine wamepata fika kuelewa nia ya Wabahai ni nini katika ulimwengu wa kisasa. And then jambo lingine wamependekeza kwamba shughuli ambazo zenye Wabahai wanajaribu kutekeleza, yawe masomo ya watoto, vikundi vya vijana chipukizi, ibada ya pamoja, yani sala ya pamoja, watapata kuendeleza wakiwa katika sehemu za kwao. Kwa hivyo tu ni kuwahimiza tu waende watekeleze zile shughuli, ila tu sasa itakuwa jukumu la Wabahai kufuatilia na kujaribu kuwasaidia, haswa kwa chenye wametoka kujifunza katika vile vitabu ambavyo tumetoka kuvipitia, na kuangalia watapata kuendeleza aje zile shughuli zao katika zile cluster ama jamii ambako wanaishi. Kwa hivyo imekuwa session salama na yenye mvuto sana sana. In fact, kuna wengine wamesema waongezee muda angalabu wapate kujiendeleza kwa undani kabisa. Asante.
My name is Faith Alicia from Nairobi cluster. So an aspect of what we've learned so far since yesterday. So yesterday we had a session on the period of youth, whereby we got to understand what is this special period of youth and how we can be able, we as youth, because we are told it's a very special period and it's a short-term period. So we as youth, we have been told that we have a lot of energy. So how are we as youth going to be able to channel our energies in a way that is going to be beneficial within our communities, our different communities where we come from. So we got to understand that one of the ways we can use our energies is through service, whereby we can be able to serve the community. And in today's session, whereby it was mainly focusing on youth and community building, so we learned that one of the ways we can be able to serve is through engaging in the institute process, whereby we learn different acts of service through the different institute materials that are provided. For example, book 1, whereby you can be able to start devotional meetings, and book 2, book 3, whereby we can be able to conduct children classes so that we can be able to lead these children to the right path. And also book 5, whereby we can be able to educate our younger ones, our junior youth, which was described as a period whereby they are still getting to know themselves. So how are we as youth going to be able to direct these younger ones into the right path? So these are some of the beneficial things that we were able to learn during the conference.
Let your will be done, because I'm just a piece of clay. Came to our bottom, Father, let your will be done. Let your will be done, because I'm just a piece of clay. Came to our bottom, Baba, mapenzi yako na yatimizwe, maana mimi ni mdogo, nawe ni mfinyanzi. Baba, mapenzi yako na yatimizwe, maana mimi ni mdogo, nawe